Hey guys, it's Sebastian from AskSebby, and today we are going to talk about American Express Pay Over Time. We'll talk about what it is and how it relates to what we do. So the quick takeaway is that Pay Over Time turns your charge card into a credit card, meaning that instead of having to pay off the card every single month like you normally do, you can pay it off over time, as the name implies. So you might be thinking to yourself, this doesn't really make sense, what's the point? And the main value is going to be right here. 10,000 points if you sign up for the promotion. Before I continue, let me know down below if you are someone who is also targeted for this offer, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. 10,000 points, we've talked about a few times, is probably worth at a minimum $60 if you cash that out, which isn't really ideal. If you transfer it to something like Schwab, it's $125, and then if you want to do transfer partners, if you want to redeem for those interesting trips, it's going to be about $200, if not more. For me, I put the value at about $200, so pretty good offer, given that all you need to do is to sign up for this promotion, and you don't even really need to use it. It is a targeted offer, and I'll put up on the screen what it looks like if you are targeted and if you're not targeted. To figure out if you're targeted, go to the blog post down below, and there's going to be a description link. The main reason for this is because the link might change in the future, and I just want to make sure that people aren't going to the wrong thing. If you're targeted, the big difference is that the top area, the top left area, is going to say that you are targeted and 10,000 points. The interesting thing about the promotion is that even if you don't actually use the Pay Over Time service, as long as you enroll in it, you still get value from it. They might change this in the future and force you to use it for a month, but even in that situation, $100 times, let's say 20%, you're still going to come out ahead given the value of the points. Doing some rough math, it's going to be about $2 in interest if you did go down that route, if that was something that you had to do, and as of right now, it's not. So again, I think it makes a lot of sense if you are targeted. If you're not targeted though, I would not sign up for it because it might ruin your chances of getting targeted in the future, meaning that you might be burning easily $100 to $200 for no reason. For me, a lot of things involve thinking about how they interact with each other in order to maximize that value. So you want to make sure that you're not really just playing it for the short game, but also the long game. For me, there's two good reasons why you might want to use Pay Over Time, even if it's not for these bonuses. The first one is going to be if you are a business and you have inventory that you need to sell. So you might not be able to sell that right away, so you have to keep it on your sheets for maybe 30, 60, 90 days, and you need that time in order to come up with the cash to pay off the card. That to me seems like a pretty good use case because it's related to generating revenue. For non-businesses, it might make sense if you need to sell a place and you need to do a renovation to flip it, or maybe something else that's related to revenue, but I wouldn't really use it to buy a TV because I think that's just poor use of money. There's an argument to be made for stuff like renovating your kitchen, but I'd probably just hold off because I don't really want to pay 19% of interest in order to do that. Pay Over Time works for any charges that are $100 and more, and you can actually pick whether it applies for Pay Over Time or whether you end up just paying it off in full. The other thing is that there is no enrollment fee, meaning that if it's something that you need to use, it's there for you to use it. There's a bunch of terms, but I'm not going to read through all of it. If you are using it to sign up for the 10,000 point promotion, I would recommend at least reading that section for yourself to make sure that you know the specific rules for your circumstances, just in case they do change anything in the future. For us, there doesn't seem to be anything that relates to how much we have to use it or using it at all. It just says that you have to enroll in it. The other area to be cognizant of is going to be the rates amount, so the interest that you are going to pay. For us, so Mandy and I, we both got the same rates, and I'm pretty sure it might be the same for a lot of other people. Doesn't really make sense in our case, and even if it was something like 5%, it would probably still not make sense because there's not really a way that I can make more than 5% in a risk-adjusted way. If there was, then definitely I would do it. If banks were paying out 8% or 7%, or technically even 5.1%, then it would make sense because that's an arbitrage and that would be logical mathematically. But for us, given these rates, given that we don't really need to do it, it doesn't make sense paying interest for no reason. As a reminder, you see these on charge cards given how they work, and you typically see them on cards that are more than a year old, where they have an understanding of your behavior in terms of how you pay off your cards and how you use your cards. I'm not 100% sure how to get targeted for this, so I would just check if you're targeted. I did not get a pop-up in the past. I remember getting a pop-up saying, hey, you can do pay over time, but there wasn't a promotion attached, and right now there is, so check right now to see if you're targeted. Pretty straightforward video, but I figured I would do it because I have gotten a lot of questions about this, whether it's people asking about the promotions or whether it's people who are curious about the program because they ended up getting a pop-up. Hopefully that was helpful. Let me know if you guys have any questions. My question for you guys is, have you gotten this targeted offer? Are you someone who's used this in the past? Let me in the community know down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps us out. If you know anyone else who benefit from what we just talked about, feel free to share this video with them because it's probably going to help them out. But otherwise, hope you guys liked it. See you guys next time.